welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we're doing a recap and review of Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode 3, Jacob and Haley Wedding. Nice to marry you. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, smash that like button as well. And also drop a comment down below because I like engaging with my viewers and subscribers. So without further ado, let's jump into this video. So it's now time for our last couple, Haley and Jacob wedding. And as we all remember, Haley has a history of just writing guys off for the smallest reasons, such as height and things like that. And she decided that in this particular situation, she planned to give her all to her marriage. One thing I will say, it seems like she is very excited. She hasn't been in a relationship, I think, for 7 years, I think. But the other thing is the age difference, which we'll talk about later. So now we got Jacob, who he considered himself a random nerd. And what he's hoping for is that his wife could enjoy the weird stuff and even maybe partake in it. He expects his bride to also have some quirkiness as well. We also heard Jacob noted that he would love for his wife to look like Jennifer Aniston, but all he needed was mutual attraction and maybe a desire for the pair to lock eyes on each other, So now back with Haley. Haley, again, as we heard in the previous episodes, is used to being a bridesmaid. So, of course, she's panicking a little bit before walking down the aisle. But, this is the conversation that she had with her family and friends right before. But I don't know if you guys remember the movie 27 Dresses, and I think I referred to this in a commentary I did. That's what she reminds me of. So if you don't know about that movie, go check it out. But, when Jacob was talking to his groomsmen looked a little worried for him. And then, of course, they would say Jacob would have too many 1980 references or jokes that his wife might not understand. But you never know. If he meet that right girl, and maybe Haley might be that one, she may understand the type of stuff that he's talking about. So the other important thing with Haley is that, she only wants to be married one time, but she also is concerned, what if he has no personality? What if he's a terrible person? What if I don't like him? What if he don't like me? There's so many things that could be really great, but then she also says that there are so many things that could really go wrong, So, the biggest thing is that, she just wants somebody who's on the same page, have a great personality, who wants to travel, have fun, fast-paced life. But because she's been so picky, at this point, it really doesn't matter who he is as a person, but it's definitely going to be shell shock for her trying to fit into her having her life fit in with somebody else. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then another funny thing about Jacob is that he said that he's attracted to women with larger noses. And, he's anticipating that his new wife, Haley, might have a big nose. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So, of course, now we have the groom, our groom Jacob, who is heading down the aisle, waiting at the altar for his new wife. And, of course, the friends and family are, especially on her side, is, looking and checking things out. And they think, it seems like from their facial expressions that they think he's pretty attractive. But the thing about Haley, on the flip side, is her feeling some kind of way before going down the aisle. And she's having some conversation with her father. And she even asked her father, hey, you think should I do this? And of course, she didn't back down, even though her father joked with her that there's still time, to make a run for it. And she even pulled out, I think he pulled out some alcohol for her to kind of take a little sip to ease her nerves, but she finally decided, that she's gonna go through with it. And her dad is like, "Are you sure? Are you sure you want to do this?" And she was like, "You know what? I'm sure." And she even made a grand statement when it comes to sports. She's like, "You know what? We're going in for the touchdown." So at this point, she is ready to take that walk down the aisle to meet her new husband. So now, as he awaits, and then of course, Haley appears, I was looking for an expression, and it was just, okay, here she comes. There was no, shock or surprise or smile. Jacob was just being Jacob, and so it was kind of awkward to watch. But I said maybe it's just nerves. Sometimes, I mean, you're getting married to a stranger. It's got to be shocking and surprising. I'm wondering, did he in his mind think about the Jennifer Aniston thing? They met each other. She was definitely bubbly and excited to meet him, because you can tell by her expressions, and her bridesmaids were also excited for her, to see how the interaction goes. And even in her excitement, she made a statement. She said, "I'm scared for this." But you couldn't really tell it on her face. You saw more of the hesitation and the awkwardness when it came to Jacob, So I'm not sure what he was thinking in that moment, because when he did his confessionals, he had a different story than what was showing actually on his face. And, Haley's friends and family told Jacob that she enjoys last minute vacations, but need plenty of wine to open up about her feelings and emotions. And Jacob learned that he must also win over her dog, Sophie, and that she is a true Alabama girl at heart. And, of course, Jacob also discovered that Haley would always be willing to help a friend in need, rescue puppies, and also go on adventures. And then, of course, Jacob's friends and family shared how he's a huge, lovable nerd on the inside, and so Haley shouldn't let his meathead looks deceive her. Haley heard about Jacob's two dogs, Rex and Chloe, and was also told that Jacob is dedicated, enjoy do-it-yourself projects, and joking around. And then they also told her that Jacob is into video games and the 1980s, including aviators and awkward fanny packs. It's now vow time, and with his vows included how he liked weird and abnormal things. After losing his place, Jacob continued to say that he would protect Haley's life, keep her safe, be patient, and tend to her needs on a daily basis. And he said, "I'll take your pictures for the gram in moderation, but let's space those things out, please," he noticed. And of course, everybody laughed. And then with Haley's vows, Haley promised to communicate, be open and honest, remain optimistic even during their biggest challenges, and cheer Jacob on at all times. She couldn't wait to find out what college football team he supports. And the thing is that, it looked like it went over very smoothly. They exchanged rings, of course. And surprisingly, they had a kiss. And, I didn't know what to expect, because he was looking really awkward during a lot of these moments. And like I said, I don't know if it was nerves, if it was, maybe it was unexpected, because he has this idea of Jennifer Aniston in his mind. So it was pretty interesting. So they decide, just like the rest of the couples, they go out and have a sit down, pop open a bottle of wine, and have some conversations. And the conversation here, I mean, yeah, he made a toast, but it was still awkward. It was he didn't say much. She was trying to engage the conversation. I mean, Jacob did say in the confessional that Haley's very beautiful and he liked her vibe, and she seemed really cool and majestic, but it didn't come out in his actions. even though, they shared a kiss and they were having little conversation, the conversation was very awkward. And then there was some moments of silence here and there. He talked about that he's in IT. And of course, Haley is in pharmaceutical sales. Haley rated herself a 7.5 on a scale out of 10 as a cook, and Jacob admitted he eats steak and eggs for every meal. And then, of course, the producers asked her, what do you really like, or what's your favorite thing about your husband? And, she said, well, he seems like he is a pretty awkward guy, but, we'll have to go and see from there. So now they're taking their wedding photos. Even the wedding photos seem kind of awkward. She's definitely a lot more loose than he is. But, as time go on, maybe we can see her bring the fun side out of him. I mean, even in this picture, he's kind of distracted. He got into the family photo. And shout out to LaJoy Photography. They did an awesome job with the pictures. I followed them on Instagram. Go over there and follow her on Instagram. She is doing an awesome job, by the way. But even the dance was awkward at the reception as well. And you can tell that they didn't know how to move cohesively together. Some people, they can come together and dance and it just blends, especially if they have chemistry, as we saw in the earlier weddings. But they definitely, I know she was trying and they were having some conversations, but it was definitely awkward. So while enjoying dinner, Haley was sharing with Jacob how she loves to travel, either for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And at that point, it was coming up because they filmed this in August. Haley said that she has been to 6 countries in the past year, including Thailand and Sweden. On the flip side, though, Jacob admitted that he had just got his passport and has only been to San Juan, Puerto Rico. Haley also had stated that her brother previously lived with her for 8 months, and that's the only roommate that she's ever had in the past 2 years. And, of course, Jacob shared that he's been living by himself with his dogs for a while in a weird house that is very stylized, I think he said was the word. But so we saw that Haley met Jacob's friend Nathan and had some conversation with them. There was also conversation with family as well. And the thing is, it seems like both Jacob and Haley blended well with the friends and family than the connection that we saw awkward between each other. So now at this point, they are in the hotel room. And of course, Haley is definitely excited and she's comfortable. However, Haley's plan for the night was to pass out after a long, exhausting day. But Jacob, on the other hand, had the urge and the longing to kiss his wife. Now, he did say he doubted that they were going to have any sex, but they're still getting to know each other. So he definitely wants to take his time. But that was definitely evident when they laid down that he wanted that kiss, because after they had brief conversation with each other, and I think at this point, we saw Jacob turn over to the side because Haley was looking at him like, okay, are you expecting something? And he turned over to his side looking at her like, yeah, I want a kiss. But the thing is, he didn't tell her. So I think, this is your wife now. You should have been like, hey, give me a kiss, instead of turning on your side thinking like, okay, she should read my mind. And obviously she didn't, because she closed her eyes and went to sleep. And of course, so did he. And then, they again woke up just for a little bit to shut the lights off. And that was the end of the episode for Jacob and Haley. So I'm going to do a post notification shout out. Again, if you want to be shouted out, comment down in my comment section below and I will see you and shout you out. And in this video, it is Kim willing. Thank you so much for engaging in the channel, watching the video, and dropping a comment. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon.